yet you're still studying today. Now, that heart surgeon is already in existence. When you thought about it, when you dreamt about it, it was the future that you visited.
Yeah.
And you made a deposit into that sector. So there is a place for you in the future health sector, where you are made a participant based on your deposit into the future. So follow me now. Follow me. Maybe you want to be a man of God. Maybe you want to be a prophet. Do you know that if you were never meant, hear this. I know I will trigger a lot of controversy around this area. Do you know that even if you were not made to be a prophet, even if the prophetic was never your destiny, and then you make a mistake of marrying the prophet's wife, that marriage will make you a prophet. If you were never meant to be a politician, it's not your destiny, and then you make a mistake of marrying the wife of a politician, that union will result in you becoming a politician. I'm saying a mistake. And some people may wonder, how is it possible that you can marry a prophet's wife, yet when I married her, she wasn't married? A prophet's wife doesn't become a prophet's wife after she's married to a prophet. It's a design. It's a program in a person. So you can mistakenly marry a pastor's wife and you are not born again. And that can make you a man of God, not a calling. Not a calling, not a calling. Hear me on this one. I'm proving to you the power that a woman in your life has in restructuring your destiny. You're not here. You are not here. I'm saying, if you were never meant to be a prophet, and then mistakenly you marry the prophet's wife, and you are not that prophet, there is energy in that woman that will drag you into that destiny. There is a program. Oh. And vice versa is also true. If you are a prophet, and you marry the wife of a truck driver or the wife of a politician, you being a prophet, you may find yourself in a wrong destination. Though you were born a prophet, because you need to have the prophet's wife as a prophet for you to become a prophet.
How can this be, Father?
I gave an example last time of the best football players that we know. That you can have a guy who knows how to do all sorts of things in the pitch. I've watched men who can lift the ball from the corner and it caves like a banana right into the nets. I'm astounded by that. That amazes me. It may not be something spectacular to other people, but it's because I've once tried it. That's why I'm amazed. Some of these things that doesn't amaze you, you have to try. You have to just try it, and then you change your understanding.
True.
How can somebody can pick the ball from the center and then he gets to the gate, navigating through that opposition, and opponents are coming after him, and then he manages still to get to the gate. That's an amazing personality. But after exhibiting all those stunts, you don't want to come back home and you realize that your wife was not even watching. Then you know that you have married another person's wife. Because you look back, you look at the numbers in the stadium that were celebrating you, doing all of those tactics. And amongst those thousands, there are many women that are not married, that desire your profession. So all those women are wives of football players, yet they are not married. I don't know if you're following this.
We're following.
And then you come back home, the person that you got was never according to that destiny. She doesn't find pleasure in what you do.
Hey.
Then your energy is destroyed.
Usurped.
You're no longer encouraged. You are a prophet. And then for the first time, you find yourself in a dimension that you cannot even understand, and then you move into secrets. You reveal mysteries in one of the services, and you touch on very complex matters. You yourself, you're wondering, how did I know? How did I bring out this information? You have never done it before. Pastors hear this. After doing that, you have to understand. That's why we have to pray. Because some of us, we married according to the future, not according to our present. You don't want to finish such a service and then you get into your car and then she's asking you something completely different. Then you have a problem. You have a problem. You have a problem. You have a problem. What do you do after such a demonstration of the supernatural? If your wife is not an esnat, what do you do? When she begins to talk to you about another uniform that you need to buy for your grade 5 son, I think we need some more uniforms. I have a meeting tomorrow. What is that? Then you realize, because you are in a state of shock. You have never seen yourself do what you've just done, and then she has never seen you do that as well. At that moment when you are driving home, if you are in a bus, sitting next to the person that you love the most, and she doesn't look at you and ask you, should I call you my husband or what? I'm amazed. How did you do that? How is that even possible? How did you get to know all that? If nothing like that happens and you're a prophet, then you know that you have married another man's wife. Oh, you have a wrong person in your life. Don't ask me, so what should I do? Don't ask me that question. I'm just telling you that you made a serious mistake. When she doesn't believe in you, when she thinks that maybe you got that information from somewhere, you realize that in the future, there is a resentment that will begin to build amongst the two of you. There is a wall that will begin to be erected between the two of you. You will be shocked in the future that your prophetic grace will manifest more when she's absent. I'm not saying after divorce. No. You get to places when she's not present, your spirit is at liberty to manifest because you don't have the presence of somebody who is undermining it and suspecting that you are playing tricks. So sometimes all that you might need to flow and to manifest fully is the absence of such a person in your life. Is the person in your life agreeing with the future success? That person can become the limiting factor. She can hold you in the present because that's where she finds joy, in the present. Any slight movement into the future, she will have to fight it because she has never been to that same place. Then you begin to have some problems. I can prove this to you through scriptures. The book of Peter. 1 Peter 3, verse 1. I've dealt with this before when I was teaching you concerning the way of the Spirit. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 1.
Likewise,
Ye
wives, be in subjection to your own husbands.
Your own husbands. Be in subjection to your own husbands. You wives, yes?
That,
And this is the reason why you have to subject yourselves to your own husbands. That
if any obey not
if
the
any
word,
of those husbands obey not the what?
word,
The word.
they also
They also
may without the word
may without the word
be
warned.
won
Yes.
by the conversation of the wives.
You see that?
Yes, Father.
It's a scripture and it's not in the Old Testament.
Yes.
Peter is saying if a wife is able to submit well to the husband, if that husband is going to disobey the word, he is going to be won by the conversation of the wife, the uprightness of the wife, the conduct of the wife, the lifestyle of the wife. You thought the word of God was the most powerful force on the earth. Read this. Here Peter is saying if the husband is to disobey the word that you thought was the ultimate, there is a possibility that a husband can disobey the word, but he cannot escape the grip produced by the integrity of the wife. To think that God has his word, and then after the failure of the word to convict the husband, here comes the woman. The woman, the wife is coming after the word, that after God has tried the word and it has failed, Everything that the man of God was teaching, the husband is not following. Everything written in the Bible, the husband is not following. After the Bible, God is placing a woman. And he's saying, in case he disobeys the word, if the word fails to produce a convert, here comes a wife is hired to do what the word would have failed to do. Can you imagine? I'm talking about somebody that you have in your life that can create chaos. You can become the best husband in the world if the wife that you have is the wife of the best husband. How much time does she spend talking to you about your achievement? If you're a doctor, you've just finished opening up a patient and body parts were scattered all over the table, and you managed to put the man back together, and now he's breathing, and you're taking those pictures back home and you put them on the table, and then your wife doesn't dare to pick them up. She doesn't celebrate that victory. You're in trouble. I feel for you. You're in trouble. What gives you joy? If it doesn't give her joy, you've lost it. You have married another man's wife. You may think she is passive, she's not encouraging. No, she has enough encouragement for the right husband. You got another man's wife. You're wondering, how come she doesn't recognize, she doesn't look at what I'm doing? No. If you were the right husband, she was going to be looking. You have to marry an S-nut. Something in her that helps your supernatural abilities to manifest. I'm already solving solutions.
Yes, Father.
National solutions.
Yes, Father. Yes, Father. Yes, Father.
Oh, it's not all about money. I'm telling you the problems that you are in right now and how those problems can be solved. You are in trouble. There is no way that you would have known. What you liked was what you had. That was what was present. You married according to your present limitations. Yet you're heading towards a future that has unique preferences. You may say, so should I divorce this wife? No. She has to be upgraded according to the future. She must be flexible enough to be conformed according to the oncoming future. When you go for counseling, some of you make mistakes. You think counseling is just so that you avoid divorce. That's not the ultimate purpose for counseling. Counseling is for self-development. Counseling must be for improvement. Not only to avoid divorce, but to avoid irrelevance. You are upgraded. You have to look at your wife and see that my wife is way beyond and above me. How do I follow so that we can work together, so that at any dimension she still has me as the husband? This is why you have to take this issue seriously. 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 I had a man of God at some point coming to me, and he was crying. He said, the only discouragement that I have, everything else is going on very well, and I'm preaching very well, and I'm so excited. I'm very happy because I'm seeing the grace of God manifesting in very unusual ways. But what keeps on discouraging me is that my wife is either she's outside when I'm ministering or she's sleeping. She enjoys sleeping with the husband is preaching. Everyone else is jumping up and down. And there are other ladies in that church who cannot wait for him to finish. And they will write 3-page message just complimenting the man in point form. And in the middle of the night, that man is going through messages from members. And he's wondering, what kind of a lady is this? And you never got a single word from the wife that you married. Why? You married another man's wife. Because the marriage was not according to the future. This is not where, I didn't want to touch on this one. But I just want to show, you have personal problems that you have. What are the people thinking when they look at you, look at your word and look at what the wife is doing? If she was sick on that day, then she's supposed to stay home. Why come and become the message before thousands of people? Are you not sleeping at home? Is it a disease? What kind of a message are you sending to? You are destroying your husband's work. Are you the handcraft? Are you that mechanization that God has placed in his life that brings the supernatural into physical realities? Are you there to complicate or you are there to simplify? You must become the oil upon your husband. In case he is never going to be anointed, you must become that oil that lubricates his dealings. Everything might go wrong, but he can't wait to get home and get the comfort and get the encouragement from you. Why are you not trained in that area? Why is it that you don't know what to say? Only when something needs to be said. Why is it that you run out of vocabulary? You run out of words when something good is achieved. But if something goes wrong, you're the first person to notice. There is a problem with you. I'm saying, if you are not a man of God and you marry a wife of a man of God, you will eventually become a man of God by the conversation and the conduct of the wife. After the word would have failed, the communication, how your wife presents herself before you, that can produce a ministry that was never given to you by God. Wow. So I've touched only one aspect here. The problem that most people are facing. Yeah. How are you going to solve that? Who is the closest person to you who is undermining your interests? You don't feel encouraged. Who is that person? What is that thing? What is that portrait that serves as a discouragement? Every time you look at him, if it is your husband, you feel drained. It's because you did not marry according to the future. You have a present fixture that will exhaust your soul. Every single moment, every investment that you are putting it into your present because of problems, quarreling, fighting, arguments. You have no time now to travel into the future and make future investments, because all of your emotions, your anger is needed in the present. Everything, you must concentrate on what is happening now. No time to travel. And that marriage is stopping you from extending into the future. You can't have decent experiences in the future because those experiences are molded by your current positioning. You have to dream from a happy home, a happy environment. When you're excited in your present and then you dream from that joyful state,
That's powerful, Papa.
you are able to have joy and happiness in the future state, in a dream. That's why I touched on the matrix. Be careful of what formulates your dream pattern. Where are you dreaming from? If you're always fighting, always arguing, even in dreams, it's an argument. If you're in a state of confusion, even in those future dreams, you're dreaming of confusion. You are a product of your environment. Your dreams are produced by your immediate environment. So how do you doctor your dreams? How do you mold dreams, your future dreams? You can correct the nature, the texture of your future dreams by correcting your immediate state. Where you are dreaming from, if you can correct that, you can correct the dream. Get rid of the confusion that you have in your current position, and then you eliminate confusions in your future dream. A man who goes to bed confused will dream a confusing dream. A man who is not dreaming from love cannot experience love in the dream. There is a place so glorious, and in that place there are treasures. And I'm teaching you on how to move into that environment.
Yes, Father.
Money is not in the banks. It is in a glorious state. This is why I'm training you on this supernatural journey, how to travel and extract from there. I don't want to start the subject today. I'll pick it up from here and then we can proceed. Thank you so much for having me. I think we are done for today. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, my Father. This morning you've taught me that indeed when one, let me say, chooses a mentor, especially when it comes to the spiritual, you have to get a spiritual father. Wow, thank you so much, my Father.
That's interesting. Spiritual father. That's true. The spiritual father has to be spiritual. Has to be spiritual.
Thank you so much, my Father. Wow, the last part really hit me hard, and I really appreciate. You know, there are things that we take for granted in life, and really upgrading is something that needs to take care often. You know, when you talked about counseling, the general understanding is counseling, you need to be avoiding divorce, you need to be solving problems. And yet, there's another side of it, a positive side. You go there, upgrade.